Hi guys, thanks for checking in. I hope you got the written part of Virgo new moon. I wanted to talk about it in a slightly different way because when we spoke about Virgo, I said the practicalities of Virgo, very practical, all right. And I feel that I want to talk about that at the moment um, because it is really important that we become proactive now as we're seeing a lot of, how can I put this, things that are coming to the surface. You know, we've got Scorpio on the ascendant. We had Scorpio on the ascendant at the morning of that new moon, and it is important that we use that Scorpio detective work to ask questions, guys, and to go deeper into the collective and step outside the garden gate, certainly with mainstream media. And I was really refreshed today to see um, the piece by BBC. You know, we've had all this awful stuff on the television from Sky and all the rest, and the BBC. You know, women being shot in the street, beheaded, playing all the old stuff that was going on 20 years ago, but trying to fool the public again, guys. And I'm not saying that things are 100% settled. Certainly, the women that were protesting today had their faces uncovered. They did have the jihad. There were certainly other women still within the protest that chose to wear full burqa, and that's absolutely fine. They have the freedom to choose, but they were still out there and they were still protesting, right? And I think that this really for me accentuates the lies that we've been fed through mainstream media up until this point. And I think that many now are starting to wake up with this Aquarian energy, and they're realizing that if they ignore something, they're going to remain ignorant, and that is what this is all about. This is a media war, right? And you've got to stop falling for it. You really have. You know, I've lost friends and I've lost work. I know that because of my political viewpoint, but I cannot change who I am. I've done 65 years on the planet. I was an activist when I was younger, and I'm still that person now. You don't change, right? You just do it differently. And, for people my age, your grandmas, a lot of your mums, your dads, your grandmas. At the end of the day, it's our job, I believe, to protect our people, to protect ourselves and our people, and the way we do it. Now, I'm not anti-vaccination, guys, but I am really, really beginning to worry about a lot of the reports that are coming in. And I actually did speak with a client this morning, and she is just one of many that I've spoken to over these last few months that are now reporting really, really severe problems with vaccination. Now, vaccines are great, right? But these particular vaccines are designed very, very differently. They're from a computer model, right? And I want to talk about that. I remember Little Britain, which was a comedy show if you're outside the UK, guys. And there was a sketch in there, and it was Computer Says No. Okay. And I think that that's exactly where we're going, right? And you're not going to get this until you walk into your local store, or you want to order something online and you say, yeah, I'm going to have some chocolate, or I'm going to have I want some chocolate, I want some more red meat. And then the computer says, no, you can't have it. And you're saying, but why? Well, on your, we've got your health list here, right? And unfortunately, you've had sugar problems, you have had periods where you've been overweight, you eat too much red meat. And by the way, put the red wine back because you can't have any of that either because you're excessive. Enter prohibition, right, and the black market, right? And another thing that's really key, caught a report this morning on food shortages that are already beginning in other parts of the world. All right, now it's coming. We've got there's another big port that's been blocked in China. All right, so we've got like these huge containers that are all, you know, getting stuck there. So anticipate delays. You need to look at the petrol pumps as well. You're going to see increases there. And as soon as the gas goes up, guys, the oil prices, you know where we're going. All right. I don't want to sound alarmist, but I've already started doing it, and I was talking about it years ago with friends that are awake, like myself, about stocking up on water, guys. You know, bottled water. You need to think about your tin food, your tin goods. As said earlier, in a lot of the couple of reports I've done, if you've got land, you need to start preparing it. If you have not, then start, if you can, to just buy the odd tin of soup, or the odd tin, if you can pop it in and start putting it away. Anything that's going to keep for any length of time, I think is going to be needed. And I know you think, oh, she's crazy, but at the end of the day, I don't think I am crazy. I think this is exactly where we're going. And by all means, you know, keep on keeping on, guys. You know, that old fashioned saying, keep calm and carry on. And, you know, with Mercury in Libra at the moment, that's great, okay? But we do need to look more carefully, you know. And as I said, I was so refreshed to see the BBC with another narrative rather than constantly bombarding us with the prospects of major oppression by the new Taliban. We have to understand it's 2 decades down the line. These kids have got different philosophies. I'm not saying they're good, I'm not saying they're bad, but we don't know enough about the culture and the factions within Afghanistan. You know, before the war, right, Afghanistan was doing great, right? It was doing great. You know, they were racing cars in the street, they were listening to music, they were allowed to listen to music, you know, and you've got to examine what the hell was all that about, right? Now, there's a really good website where there's some really, really good articles. Guys, you've got to filter these because you do get some absolute headbangers in the comments. So I usually leave the comments alone and I just look at the articles and make my own decisions. But there's a guy out there called Lew Rockwell, LEWROCKWELL. It is an American site, but if you want to know anything about politics or Afghanistan and, you know, the whole of that military complex and, you know, Blair and Bush, all of that, you know, if you really want to understand, you need to use this Scorpio energy and go down and find, you know, dig it out, you know, before you make a judgment, because Saturn's about judgment, okay? And Saturn's about order, right? And societal, governmental, patriarchal in Aquarius, right? And remember that Aquarian energy is joint rulership between the sheriff, Saturn, and Uranus, which is the Jesse James of the gang, in my view, right? It is about opening up to the future, but what it also is, it's about realization, guys. The realization, right? The awakening of true intelligence, right? Knowledge is power, guys. Knowledge is power, right? And we got Aussie, all the truckers, they backtracked because they were saying, unless you have this vaccine, you've lost it. Fine, that's okay. So they blockaded everything. And I remember reading a few comments about, oh, well, what good is this going to do? What it did was made the Aussie government rethink that whole, you know, strategy of making sure that everybody's vaccinated. And then we've got Trudeau today in Canada, you know, saying you cannot get on the bus, you cannot shop, you cannot go here, you cannot go there unless you're vaccinated. Hello? Okay, so, you know, where are we going, guys? You know, if you still want to eat a bar of Cadbury's, and enjoy a little bit of rosé, then you need to wake up and you need to do it quickly. And you know, all I can say, guys, is good luck with that. But please, please, please question everything. This is what Virgo is asking us to do. We have to be detailed. We have to go in there and really pull it apart. And you know, let's do it in a balanced way. Mercury energy, you know, you can split the atom. Um, you know, you can go so deep that it is hard to differentiate between truth and lies. But don't forget, we've still got that nodal axes in Sagittarius and Gemini, guys. So please, um, before you make decisions, before you rush into anything, please think about it and just do your homework. Check out Lou Rockwell if you want to do a little bit political stuff. Hugo Talks, you know, UK, brilliant, hugotalks.com. And another major one that I'm really into is BitChute, which is bitchute.com. A lot of you that are awake, you're going to know it, who you've been listening. But some of you aren't, and you need to check that out. There is a guy on there, The High Wire, and it's a guy called Del Bigtree. He is amazing. And the people that he gets on there, these are massively qualified scientists, virologists, Professor Dolores Cahill, you know, Dr. McCluskey, you know, that are stepping up now, these Dublin scientists and saying, and doctors, and saying this is not right, there are problems. You know, wake up, guys, see what's going on, and protect your future. Take it easy. Thanks, guys. Bye.